Hello everybody and welcome back to another PSVR2 news recap. We have a lot to talk about today, including some pretty exciting stuff in terms of how well PSVR2 has been selling over the last Christmas period. Before we jump in, only 25% you are subscribed, so please feel free to sub to the channel if you feel so inclined, and thank you to our patrons and YouTube members who keep this going day after day and week after week. That being said, let's jump in. First and foremost, from the start of this month, the Alien Rogue Incursion devs have been pretty positive on their feedback, talking about the alien spawn rates, which were a big point of contention for some reviewers, myself included. Essentially, the issue was the aliens in Rogue Incursion were just spawning too much. It took the tension out of the game, and it really wasn't good for feeling that horror suspense, because you kind of could count down when new aliens would spawn in and try and hunt you down immediately. It's the alien spawn rates and locations, along with performance increases they're targeting at the moment, so hopefully there should be a smoother experience both on PSVR2 and PC, and some balancing changes in how they spawn. Next up, Sony's new headset has been fully revealed. This is a standalone mixed reality headset for about $5,000, but this is a business and developer headset. It's kind of pioneering something that hasn't been done before. They're kind of carving out a new space in the market, and this is specifically for designing in programs like CAD. So you've got this mixed reality headset that is 4K and is HDR and is standalone and has these two controllers that are fine-tuned for CAD and designing objects and things, and basically a lot of software. One great thing that this headset does have that I hope carries over to the next generation of PSVR2, or PSVR3 should I say, is a flip-up design. The front display is on a hinge, so you can just flip it up, get back to work on your PC, and then flip it back down again. That isn't really that necessary on a gaming device, but I still think it's pretty useful. I really loved having that on the DPVR E4. If I needed to adjust anything on my PC as we go, I could just flip up the headset, and it's so much easier to do things with your eyes than it is through pass-through, no matter how good pass-through gets, especially when you're looking at a screen. But essentially, that's what's going on with the new Sony headset. Next up, Arken Age got its first impressions, and they are very positive. Most people, including myself, really like the combat, the exploration, the upgrading, and the enemies, with the only minor complaint being from these preview sessions that the game looks kind of similar so far. So if the game keeps this visual style all the way through, it might get a little bit old if it does reach its advertised 17 hours of playtime for full completion. Overall though, very positive, and the full reviews will be dropping at some point over the next couple of days. I can also reveal that I've now got a key for Tunamax's next game. These are the creators of Snow Scout, and they've made 90s extreme skiing. I haven't gone into the game just yet, so I don't have any footage to show you, but I will be doing that shortly. So for now, I have these screenshots, but essentially this is taking the skiing mechanics from Snow Scout and making a more traditional, fun challenge style skiing game of that mechanic, which is great to see. I'll err on the side of caution, as I don't know whether or not I can say the release date just yet or not, but you won't have to wait too long for this one, to be honest, and reviews will drop before the game comes out. So keep an eye out for that in the coming weeks. Next up, Pirates VR Jolly Roger released on PC to very high praise. I've spoken to the devs about this one, and it will be coming to PSVR2 in Q2, and I will be getting access to it then. I did turn down the PC VR version of the game just so I could get onto the PSVR2 one when that one comes around, and this seems to be a bit more of a story adventure game rather than, say, a puzzle or survival game like Bootstrap Island is, and I'm very much looking forward to it when it comes out on PSVR2. Next up, a quick word from our sponsor, VR do a whole load of PSVR2 and other headset prescription lenses. They have magnetic and non-magnetic options with blue light blocking filters and anti-glare filters. I personally use these on my PSVR2 and they are fantastic. Whether you need a prescription or don't need a prescription, you can either buy them to not have to wear glasses in your headset, or buy them just to avoid scratching your lenses on your expensive headset for peace of mind. Please check them out in the link in the description below for all of your VR lens needs. And thank you to them for supporting the channel directly. Anyway, back to the news. The Ancient Dungeon devs are adding a scoreboard to the game, so you can track how many times you've been killed, how many enemies you've killed, how much cash you've collected, how many floors you completed, etc. For this game, we're still waiting on the multiplayer update. To be honest, I'm not quite sure what's going on with this one at the moment. It might be a Sony QA issue, it might be a publisher issue the last time I heard, but we'll have to wait and see what comes of that. Hopefully Ancient Dungeons multiplayer isn't too far off because it has been highly praised. The Obsessive Shadow has been announced for PSVR1 and PSVR2. This is an indie survival horror game about a stalker you can't exactly identify. With nothing but your eyes and a flashlight, it's up to you to survive whatever horrific person or thing is out there watching you. This seems to just take place in a house, and I think the demo might be available on Steam. This is a solo developer, and hopefully it delivers some good spooks and scares. Synth Riders has got a new mixtape. This is side B with a bunch of cool artists on it, including Queen, Wham, Toto, Simple Minds, The Cure, and Rick Astley. This is an incredible lineup, And if you enjoy Synth Riders, they have been getting some incredible music packs as of late, and this is keeping up that trend. Puzzling Places also got a new monthly pack. This is the 30th monthly pack of the game. Just like the Walkabout devs, I kind of need to sing these guys' praises as well, because I talk about Walkabout so much in terms of the support that game gets. Literally like a map a month or something that ridiculous. But Puzzling Places is exactly the same in terms of content. They put out paid DLC every month, and it is fantastic content. Finally, we have the PSVR2 top downloads of December 2024. It seems that PSVR is no longer included in this link by looking at what's being listed here. It's about what you'd expect: Behemoth, Rogue Incursion, Metro, Subside, Pavlov. They're all up there, the pretty usual suspects, but one that I haven't seen in a while is pretty high up in the EU store. Because EU has had some massive sales on the headset, we expected some new players to be picking up headsets, and it seems that was the case, as Horizon Call the Mountain is 3rd in the EU charts. Either this is because people have bought the bundle and redeemed it, because I think it was the same price, or they've just bought the game after the fact, but that bodes well for headset adoption, because Horizon is well up there now. Similar to this in terms of sales, the co-founder of Xyn Studio, who makes Swordsman VR, revealed the Swordsman sold more copies on PlayStation VR than on Meta Quest in December. Responding to a comment that said the game probably sells poorly on Quest because of the existence of Blade and Sorcery, the co-founder replied, "It has more competition, but it's more so about the market size comparisons. My guess is that MetaQuest has 8 times the number of users that PlayStation has, but titles available on both aren't seeing that represented through downloads. Avoiding outliers, I think it's an audience difference." We'll have to see how this shakes out when Blade and Sorcery maybe makes its way over to PSVR2 sometime this year or next. It shouldn't be too long until we hear about Blade and Sorcery and the plans they have for it for the headset, if it is going to go through, as they said it would be early this year. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. That is the news for today. A lot of cool announcements, some cool insights, and I hope you have enjoyed. And I hope to see you all in the next one.